right, the stage is set for what should be a really good game one as this series gets underway. Introductions wrapping up down on the field, and first pitch just minutes away. Here at the friendly confines, Wrigley Field. The show presents the National League Division Series. It's the Philadelphia Phillies and the Chicago Cubs. Alongside Chris Singleton, I'm John Shambi. Game one is always critical in a postseason series, Singy.
Yeah, and this is when you love having home field advantage, Boog. If you capture game one, you're full of confidence that you've got a chance to ride that momentum for the rest of the series.
And on the visiting side, starting pitching is always the big key in a game like this to kick off a series.
Yeah, you need a strong performance on the mound. That's the #1 way to cancel out the home field edge we just mentioned.
First pitch coming at you right after the break. And now here's the starter for the Cubs, Shota Imanaga. What's the scouting report on him?
Boog, this guy usually turns in a very good outing. His teammates really enjoy when he's on the mound. Everyone seems to be loose, which can help the offense be a bit more dangerous. So if you look at the opposing lineup, they're hoping he doesn't just settle in. They want to make this an uncomfortable start from the beginning.
Popped up to the left, into foul ground. One down.
That was a good pitch to hit right down the heart of the plate. Had pretty good timing on it. Just got underneath it a little bit and popped it up.
Game one of the division series. Now the Cubs catcher, Jesse Shaw. Shaw, the former Rookie of the Year, in the 8th spot in today's lineup, and he's a former Silver Slugger recipient in the National League. This park is absolutely electric for this game. Such a great postseason atmosphere. And that one hammered. That's back there. Gone! A towering shot to center, and we have a tie ball game. It's 1-1.
He's bringing the thunder in a rainstorm. How in the world did he manage to hit that pitch out? That's exactly the pitch he was looking for. Crushes it and hits it out of the ballpark.
Go-ahead run on base. Here's JT Realmuto. First and second, 2 down. Here in game one of the NLDS. Hard ground ball for a base stop. Runner around third. Relay throw home, and he's out. Cut down, and that ends the inning.
Well, this is what you've got to do. You've got to try to score on the 2-out hit to the outfield, but outstanding execution on the relay home. Had to be almost perfect to make it close, and that's exactly what it was. Inning over.
The catcher, Jesse Shaw.
That one fouled off. 2 down, nobody on. This one in the air, center field. Leon in position. And that's the 3rd out. No runs, no hits, no errors. 5 innings complete. All tied 1-1. First and second, 2 outs. And up to the plate is JT Realmuto. Swings and lines a base hit into left field. Runner around third. The relay to the plate, and he's out. Butt down, and that ends the inning.
Well, this is what you've got to do. You've got to try to score in the 2-out hit to the outfield, but outstanding execution on the relay home. Had to be almost perfect to make it close, and that's exactly what it was. Inning over.
Shaw starts it off with a lead. Looking to play add-on, not just maintenance singing.
Yeah, partner, when you've got momentum, you ride it.
Swings and blasts one deep to left center. That one is back. And it's into the bleachers. Another homer. His second home run of the game. And they add on. It's 4-2.
A little more breathing room is always a good thing in baseball, and now they have it. It's like he's playing wiffle ball up there, and that's typically not the easiest way to hit a home run. To the slight opposite field, into the gap. Man, making it look easy, that's for sure.
Man at first, nobody out. Here's the catcher, JT Realmuto. The 0-2. That one kicks away from the catcher. Stop into scoring position on the wild pitch, and there goes the double play possibility.
As a closer, he's out there in that role for a reason, but even they lose the handle on one here and there, especially with all the nasty stuff coming out of bullpens these days. He's making it a little interesting here. As a pitcher, you know the runner on second is ready to push things with his speed. A base hit is probably going to be a big
swing and a line drive, and that's a base hit into right field. Now a relay to the plate. In comes the run from second. It's 4-3. And now the tying run is into scoring position. Seiya Suzuki, the next Cub to hit.
Well, he's always a threat. Even if this guy is 0 for 3 for the night with 3 strikeouts, he can come up that 4th time and do damage because he's that good.
This one popped up. Foul ground first base side. And he's got it. Ball game. And the Phillies take game 1 on the road. Shaw had a great showing in this game despite the team's loss. Cracked a pair of homers.
No question, he was a big contributor for him here. Fantastic effort at the plate, even in defeat.
So, Chris, here's a look at the final numbers from what turned out to be a really close ball game.
Yeah, this is one of those games that clearly could have gone either way, and that's kind of exactly what you expect out of postseason baseball. So competitive.
Close one here today, and your final 5-4. For Chris Singleton and our entire outstanding crew here at MLB The Show, I'm John Shambi. We'll see you soon. Live from the north side of Chicago, Wrigley Field, the show presents the National League Division Series. It's the Philadelphia Phillies and the Chicago Cubs. Joined by my partner, Chris Singleton, I'm John Shambi. A big game 2 in store for us here today, Chris.
Yeah, this might be the game to actually decide the series, Boog. When it's 5 games, getting a 2-0 lead is a dominant position to be in, and I don't see this series getting to a 5th game if we have a repeat of Game 1's outcome in this one.
Yeah, the Crows start circling for a team that falls into a 2-game deficit, not where you want to be. First pitch coming at you right after the break. And on the hill for the Cubs, Nathan Eovaldi. How about a scouting report on him?
Boog, this guy usually turns in a very good outing. His teammates really enjoy when he's on the mound. Everyone seems to be loose, which can help the offense be a bit more dangerous. So if you look at the opposing lineup, they're hoping he doesn't just settle in. They want to make this an uncomfortable start from the beginning.
Shaw steps in with 2 outs and nobody on. He's basically saying, fine, I'll do it myself.
That's right. Might as well cue the movie trailer voice.
In a world where nobody gets on base. Shaw went deep twice in his last game. Nola, 32 years old, a former first-round pick back in 2014.
Ball.
Ground ball right side.
Foul
and
ball.
Foul ball. 2 down, nobody on. Just missed.
Really good take, especially with 2 strikes.
This one in the air, center field. And the inning is over. No runs, no hits, no errors. We head on now to the top of the 3rd. It's the Cubs 1 and the Phillies nothing. This is the National League Division Series on the show. 1 out, runner at second. Kyle Schwarber comes up to hit here. He's not going to get cheated up there.
No, he's not. He's looking to do damage with every swing he takes.
Man at second. And that's a base hit. Doesn't stop. Heads for home. Now a relay to the plate, and he's out on the tag.
Well, he just ran through a stop sign right there. Third base coach had both hands up, trying to hold him at the base. He decided to go anyway, and he's out by a lot at the plate. I'm sure the third base coach and the manager are pretty frustrated right now.
Welcome back. Quite a pitcher's duel so far. Here's how the starters have performed up to this point.
That's a ball.
Nothing like postseason baseball. There's a buzz in the air. Every pitch seems bigger. It's truly special.
Come on, dig.
And that's got extra bases written all over it. And it's a leadoff double to start the bottom of the 5th.
Couldn't have timed it up any better than that. Loud contact leads to the double. I mean, you could tell it had extra bases written all over it as it jumped off of his stick.
Runner in scoring position, no outs. Carson Kelly now at the plate.
There really is a different feel to the postseason. I only got 5 games of postseason action in my playing career, but I treasured each of them.
Man at second. This one kicks away from Real Muto.
All right, ease up.
And on the wild pitch, he goes down to third.
Well, that right there can be a tough read as a runner on second to see if the ball has gotten away enough to move to third. You have to be sure you can make it because you're already in scoring position. Well, he was sure there, and now he's only 90 feet away from scoring.
The 1-1. Right side, hard hit. Harper takes it himself, and that's the first out in the bottom of the fifth.
Up next for the Cubs, the left fielder, number 8.
Ian Happ up to hit.
Postseason games are defined by these situations. Can you get the runner home from third when it matters most?
On the ground, right side. Harper takes it to the bag, and there are two down.
Well, there's a lot riding on that at bat right there. Nice job of the pitcher to bear down, make the pitch, get the ground ball. Excellent piece of work.
Michael Busch getting ready to hit. 2 outs and a runner at third here in game 2 of the NLDS. Swing and a pop-up. Sosa under it. And that is the third out of the inning. One left for the Cubs as they're unable to add to their 2-1 lead. Shaw steps in. You can feel the tension. 2 outs and a chance to deal a serious blow.
Clutch hitter right here, Boog. If he comes through again, it might just take the air out of the other side.
There's a line drive to left field. Base hit. 1 run is in. Now a second crosses the plate. The relay. And he's out. Up, down, and that ends the inning. They get 2 runs on 3 hits, no errors, and 1 left. We head to the 7th now in game 2. The Cubs lead this one 4-1. You're watching the National League Division Series on the show. So runner at second, 2 down. Trey Turner stands in for the Phillies. Man on second, 2 down. Swing, and he popped it up. And that is that. Phillies strand 1, and this is still a 4-1 ball game. So 2 down. Here's the catcher, Jesse Shaw.
A chance for more damage right here. A couple of RBIs for him in his last AB.
Now there's a bullet down the line. And that's just foul. Here's your 1. He's trying for third. Pitch outside. Realmuto throws that time. It's a stolen base.
Very risky right there to try to steal third with 2 outs and a left-hander at the plate. And there's an open lane for that catcher to throw down, but he gambled. Now he's at third, 90 feet closer. Perhaps a ball in the dirt that gets away from the catcher, and they pick up a run.
That one is absolutely belted. Can't get there, and that should bring in the run. Round second,
on the bag,
for
pick up the
third.
ball.
And he's got an RBI triple.
Yeah, that ball's hit hard.
Comes through with the RBI. A lot of times in today's game, right fielders are able to get to a ball that stays in like that, but he hit that one pretty well. And if he hits it just a little bit different on the barrel, it's out of here easily. But there's nothing wrong with the extra bases right there.
So a runner at third, 2 men out. And now the batter is Carson Kelly. 2 outs and a runner at third here in the late stages of game 2. What a stop. And that's a nice play to end the inning. 2 runs, 3 hits, no errors, and 1 left. Game 2 heads to the 9th inning. Cubs lead it 6-1. Last chance coming up for the Phillies. This is the National League Division Series on the show. And here comes
Up
Alec
next for
Bohm.
Philadelphia, the third baseman, Alec Bohm.
2 down, nobody on. Popped up. Shaw settles under this one. He's got it. Ball game. And the Cubs salvage game 2 here at home to even this series.
Well, this was a must-win for this team. Game 2 of the series at home after dropping game 1. They win it today. They feel a lot better heading to the next ballpark for game 3.
So Singy, as the numbers show, a great performance on the mound in this one.
Absolutely, and that really set the tone from the beginning. A fantastic effort.
6-1 is your final here today. The Cubs go home a winner. For Chris Singleton and our entire crew here at MLB The Show, thanks for stopping by. I'm John Shambi. Talk to you soon. It's buzzing in here ahead of game 3, and we'll be back in a minute to get it started. Here in Philadelphia, Citizens Bank Park, the show presents the National League Division Series. It's the Chicago Cubs taking on the Philadelphia Phillies. Joined by my partner, Chris Singleton, I'm John Shambi. A lot going on in this series as we get ready for game 3, Singy.
Man, it's been fun so far, Boog, that's for sure. After splitting the first 2, game 3 takes on even more meaning than usual. You don't want to be the team that drops this one and then be faced with having to win 2 games in a row in order to take the series. That's tough.
And the pressure on the starting pitchers is big in this one. Each of them is being counted on to come through with a quality performance, hoping to save some of that bullpen for really critical games coming up. All right, we'll be back to get this one started after this. And towing the slab in this one, Christopher Sanchez. What do you got on him, Chris?
Well, it's a 3-pitch mix in the repertoire for this starter. He's going to have to command all 3 if he's going to have success on the hill today.
First and second, 2 outs. Jesse Shaw getting ready to hit. He's got some power, no doubt.
Ball 1.
Grounder off the pitcher. And he beats it. He's safe. And now they'll hustle out to check on him. That was quite a shot he took as you see him down on the knee.
Yeah, clearly in some real pain, but he will not want to come out of this game if he doesn't have to. It's looking to me like he's going to try to shake it off and continue.
So they're all loaded up. Ian Happ up to him. And that one is lifted in the air. Rincones gets under it, and that is that. So they get 1, but end up leaving the bases loaded. We go to the bottom of inning number 2. It's the Phillies 4 and the Cubs 1. You're watching the National League Division Series on the show.
Up next, the catcher, Jesse Shaw.
Shaw, the former Rookie of the Year, just 21 years old. And he's a former Silver Slugger recipient in the National League. Swings through that.
This guy's not wasting any pitches. Hitters got to get into swing mode. This is a good time to expand the zone. Throw something maybe down in the dirt.
This one in the air, center field. And that's the third out. 3 up, 3 down for the Cubs. They trail it here 4-2. Third game of the division series. And now for the Phillies, Pedro Leon. Here comes the 0-1. Popped up, foul territory behind the plate. Has room, and he makes the catch. Gotta love the intensity of postseason baseball. Players on both sides at such a high level of emotion. Everything is amplified.
Talk about that intensity, Boo. It comes out of everybody. Think about celebrations by players like Carlos Correa, Jose Bautista, Kirk Gibson. Just iconic moments. In this situation, the batter's got to know what the pitcher's trying to do to him, and that's trying to get him to hit the ball on the ground, get 2 for 1. You got to look for something up in the zone. At worst case scenario, you deliver the sacrifice fly.
2 on, 1 out. Ground ball to the right side. Harper tossed to second. What a double play that was. Inning over. We go to the bottom half of inning number 6, and the 5, 6, 7 slots do it. And we are tied 4-4. This is the National League Division Series on the show. Runner in scoring position, no outs. Gabriel Rincones Jr. the next to hit. Game tied, series tied. This could be a turning point in this series if he can deliver.
Indeed, if he comes through with a hit here, it's going to change the...
Oh, now this ball's going to get through, and that's a base hit. The relay to the plate. Tag.
On your tag, you're out.
They cut down the go-ahead run at the plate. And he'll reach second with 1 away.
Well, these guys were trying to take a lead late in this ball game. It looked like he had a real chance to get in there safely, but the defense was all over it. Close play at the plate. The tag gets him just in time to keep the game tied.
Go-ahead run on base. Bryson Stott stands in for the Phillies.
As a pitcher, you know the runner on second is ready to push things with his speed. A base hit's probably going to be a big run, so you really have to execute on the mound.
Now it bounces away. Can't squeeze it. Throw into third. Safe at third. Moves up on the pass ball. The Phillies with the go-ahead run at third here in Game 3 of the NLDS. There's a strike. He'll challenge. Thought that was a ball. And that one did miss. And the strike is overturned. So they've still got both their challenges. Here's a 2-0. And that one fouled off. Right side, hard hit. Out with room to spare, and that's the inning. So no runs, no hits, and 1 error, but they leave him stranded. On to the 9th now in Game 3. And we are tied 4-4. You're watching the National. Shaw steps in, 2 down, nothing cooking so far, but 1 swing can get something sizzling.
He knows it too, Boog. That body language says yes, chef.
No, outside.
2 down, nobody on. Here in the late stages of Game 3. close, but called a ball. And that's ball 2.
It's getting squeezed a little bit here late.
And a foul ball makes the count 2-1. That one at the knees for a strike. All tied up here in Game 3 of the NLDS. Stays alive. Hammer, base hit.
Pick it up.
And the go-ahead run is on base.
Yeah, great job right there.
Well, Singy, he is locked in there.
Well, he's really slowed the game down, and it's like he's moving in full speed, and everybody is a step or two behind. The way that he squared up that baseball tells me that he is seeing it like a beach ball.
So back to the top of the order. Ian Happ now at the plate. Tied at 4. Ripped right field. That's back there. That one way back, and it's gone. Ian Happ bops one out of here. And they jump in front in the 9th. It's 6-4. The crowd just devastated here in Philly.
Pitch he wanted to hit, spit on some other pitches in this at bat, was very patient, and it paid off.
So 2 down. Gabriel Rincones Jr. stands in for the Phillies.
But you got the number 9 hole hitter right here, looking to do whatever he can to get on base, turn this lineup over, so the best hitters in this lineup have a chance to tie up the ball game.
Swing and a high fly ball left field. Hat under it. He's got it. Ball game. And the Cubs take home field advantage right back. They win Game 3 to go up 2-1.
Game 3s are very critical when you have a series tied at 1-1 because you put yourself up. Anytime you go down, you're always chasing. When you're up in the series, you feel like you're in the driver's seat. Nice win today.
Here's one final look at the line score from this one, Chris.
It was a close 2-run game, and a couple of key moments just really made the difference. Not much separates these two teams.
And this one ends with a final score of 6-4. The Cubs go home a winner. For Chris Singleton and our entire outstanding crew here at MLB The Show, I'm John Sciambi. Thanks for joining us. Here in Philadelphia, Citizens Bank Park, the show presents the National League Division Series. It's the Chicago Cubs taking on the Philadelphia Phillies. Joined by my partner, Chris Singleton, I'm John Sciambi. Plenty of storylines taking shape in this series as we set the stage for Game 4, Chris.
And I'll be interested to see if these teams approach it any differently, with one on the brink of elimination and the other just a win away from putting an end to this thing. You know, in the postseason, I think you have to treat every game the same, but there's something about an elimination game that can put a team just into a different mindset.
Yeah, and the strategy could certainly change in this type of game. It's hard to manage the same way when in any given at-bat, it can impact everything you've been working for throughout the season. First pitch coming at you right after the break. And today's starting pitcher, Zach Wheeler. What should we keep an eye on here?
A power pitcher that is going to pitch aggressively with the fastball. His fastball velocity ranks near the top in the league. Will also throw the slider, but if you're a hitter, be ready for the fastball. You're going to see a few of them during your at bat.
Game 4 of the division series. Now the Cubs catcher, Jesse Shaw. Chris, you and I have gotten to work some memorable postseason games together. One I look back on, 2013 ALCS Game 2, the David Ortiz Grand Slam.
For me, Boo, the game I remember is us calling the 2014 AL wildcard game. The Kansas City Royals hosting the Oakland A's. The Royals come from behind to win in extra innings and move on to the division series. They had such a great run that it ended up in the World Series, losing to the San Francisco Giants.
Got him swinging for the strikeout. That K is his third of the game. Chris, as we look back at the pitch sequence, he hadn't seen that curveball at all. How tough is it to adjust to something like that with a bunch of break when you haven't had a look at it yet?
Yeah, I mean, you're dialed up for something firm. You never want to take a called third strike as a fastball, so you're going to be a little anxious before you recognize the pitch. And right there, clearly didn't see what was coming.
Leading off, Pedro Leon. Swing and a pop-up. Foul territory for the catcher. Takes it in for the out. I wouldn't get too puffed up about that postseason extra base hit thing, Siggy. The all-time leader with 4 is Ken Holtzman, a pitcher, and one of his hits was a homer.
Yeah, Boog, I'm sure he was a position player, though, before he started pitching.
Shaw steps in now. This is one of those matchups that'll test every ounce of a hitter's approach, Siggy.
Yeah, if you get a pitch to hit, Boog, you better not miss it. You might not see another one all day.
Swing and a foul out of play.
The last thing he wants is to hit the ball on the ground, but I wouldn't expect many pitches up in the zone. They'll be pitching for a double play in this spot.
That one is absolutely belted. Carrying well. Can't reach it. This should score at least one. Runner around third. Relay throw home. Safe. And the runner from second scores on the play. Safe. It's 2-zip.
Well, this game is tied no more. Big time swing of the bat to drive in 2. That pretty much split the zone down the middle, and those are the ones where you got to make them pay.
One out, runner at second. Carson Kelly, the next Cub to hit.
Listen, there's absolutely no reason to pitch to this guy right here. You nibble, you see if he'll expand his zone, but don't give him anything to hit. If you walk him, not a big deal. You have a double play opportunity set up.
In the dirt. One out and a runner at second here in Game 4 of the NLDS. Sets him down looking, and that's 4 strikeouts.
Well, you got to be ready to swing the bat with a runner in scoring position and 2 strikes. Just put the ball in play somewhere, and you got a chance. Very frustrating for him, I'm sure. See if the next guy can pick him up.
Now a pop-up on the infield. Harper. And that is that. 2 runs, 3 hits, no errors, and 1 left. We're midway in the 4th. It's the Cubs 2 and the Phillies nothing. You're watching the National League Division Series on the show. One down at the plate. Pedro Leon.
Number 24, Pedro Leon.
Bunted for a hit. In time to push. Bunt attempt doesn't work. They get the out.
Well, I'm pretty sure he took a look around the infield to see where they were playing before laying that one down. And everyone is playing back. You assume that's going to be a pretty easy knock, but he just couldn't put it down in the right spot to allow him to beat that out. Maybe the right idea, but he just couldn't pull it off.
Shaw steps in. They've got the edge, but the job is not done. He's looking to keep the line moving.
Yeah, nothing wrong with a little insurance, Boog.
Ball.
Here's a 1-1. And that is out of play. Swings through that one. It's a strikeout.
He's locked in at the plate when he's using the whole field. He was out in front there. Just needs to let the ball travel a little more, and his timing will be back on track. Good pitch for the strikeout.
Kyle Schwarber comes up to hit here.
And things could change quickly here with one swing.
Spikes that one. It goes to the backstop. That's a wild pitch, and the tying run moves into scoring position.
You know, sometimes it takes a reliever a little time to get comfortable with the mound out there, especially when they come in trying to be nasty with every pitch they throw. Not exactly what they were looking for when they called him in, though. We'll see if he can settle down.
And that's a base hit. Here comes Harper around third. Relay throw. The tag, and he's out. And they cut down the tying run.
I don't think he got a great read and or jump as he was trying to score from second on that one. Nice execution by the defense. Come up throwing, hit the relay man, and then onto the plate. Beautiful example of a well-executed play.
Go-ahead run on base. Adolis Garcia stands in for the Phillies.
RBI knock for him last time. Now a chance to drive in another run.
And there's no doubt that they'll feed off the energy from this crowd, right?
I mean, yeah, I'd say the intensity level has gone up a few notches for sure.
Man at second. Little trouble with this one behind the plate. And the runner holds. The 0-2. Inside, just missed.
That one called just inside, I think. And on the mound, he's trying to get a little bit of an explanation. Doesn't seem to be too bothered by it, though. But he clearly thought it clipped the corner.
Man on second, 2 down. What a stop. Throw to first. And very nicely done for the out.
Pure athleticism on that one. In the air, legs split a bit, and fires across the diamond. He's going to get a lot of high fives in the dugout.
Two gone. The possible go-ahead run at first.
If you're a base runner, you've got to stay dialed in here. Look for anything in the dirt. Try your best to get into scoring position.
Shaw
No, that's
stands
down.
in
Ball.
here. Takes ball one low. Challenge from behind the dish here. So the call stands. That knocks them down to one challenge left. Here's a 1-1. Comes up empty. That's strike 2.
That was straight queso right there.
The Cubs with the go-ahead run at first late here in Game 4. Knocks that one away, and we'll do it again. The 1-2. Runner takes off. There's a ball.
That's the ball.
Throw to second. Out of bounds. Safe. And the go-ahead run is now in scoring position. Laser to the gap should score the run. Porter flies around third. And they've taken the lead here in game 4. In with a double, and the go-ahead runs at second with 2 out.
Well, that was a great job of letting that runner steal second base, get into scoring position, come through with the base knock. You add a run.
And now the batter is Carson Kelly. Man at second. In the dirt. Swing and a pop-up. Boom. Settles under this one. And that is that. So they pick up a run on 2 hits. No errors and a man left. 6, 7, 8 scheduled to start the bottom of the 9th. Cubs lead it 3-2. This is the National League Division Series on the show. Here's the left fielder, Gabriel Rincones Jr.
Typically, the outfield defense will play a little bit deeper just to keep the ball in front, make sure that runner on first doesn't come all the way around to score and tie this ball game up.
The Cubbies trying to close out a 1-run lead here in game 4 of the NLDS. Swing and a high fly ball left field. Happ gets under it. And the Cubs move 1 step closer to a championship. They're headed to the NLCS.
You win a National League Division Series, you can breathe a little bit as the next one will stretch out to possibly 7 games. I'm sure they don't want to take it that far, but they're just going to be happy to get there. Congratulations.